the tight end / defense breakdown. Gerson Aguirre, top 2021 top tight end and defense. We're gonna break them down and go pretty quick on them, but let's go ahead and hit that intro.
Going for two, kickers are extra, I give them the boot. Ooh, going for two, sit back, relax while I grab me a brew. Ooh, now I'm reclining while putting my time and I'm ready to go. My spine is aligning and much my lineups, my bank account grow. I am so rich, but knowledge is all that I'm leaving it with. Ooh, listen to this, multiple options, how far can I get? Ooh, DFS Dynasty Redraft, tonight I'm not finishing last. I'm finishing past any and all, I am looking to last. What else? This spot is popping and I am so locked in and only opening the door when it is opportunity knocking. And all of these spots keep on talking and talking. So what are we talking? What kind of alignment? And running it deep, even players forgotten or came from the bottom or hitting that top end. And this spot is popping, yeah, this spot is popping. And woo! This is the armchair, yeah. Put up your arms, yeah. Sound the alarm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. This is the armchair, yeah. Put up your arms, yeah.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Tight End Breakdown here on the Going Student Network. We are going to break it down in the tight end room, the most exciting position in NFL history. That's no one ever. Never. Like, never. Unless we're playing the tight end room, then it's exciting. But not all you guys play the tight end room. Hey, what's up? You know, David, I know you've been a great friend like you, brother. His voice is muffled. Can you hear me now? Make sure that everybody can hear me clearly. That's my check. Can you hear me? I do have a little clue. Now can you hear me? How about now? Let me know if you can hear me now. All right, so we're good. Whew. Wow. I think I know what the issue was. That's weird. I was just on a podcast with Kyle. I hope Kyle could hear me clearly on his podcast. I would suck if I was muffled the whole time. Yeah, let's go ahead and break down tight ends. I don't want to waste too much time because it's getting a little late over here. But tight end to me is one of the positions I either do two strategy. I either go all in and draft that top tier elite tight end, or I tried to get a draft for value tight end. So I have a bunch of guys that are probably going to be a mix of both, but it's pretty simple this year. I think there's three tiers. I think there's a elite, mid-late round tight end, and a late round tight end. And guys, yes, I'm doing it again. For the third year in a row, I'm bringing back the Darren Waller recipient of the year. My sneaky guy. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. Speaking of Darren Waller, he's actually my first tight end I'm targeting. I've seen Darren Waller go in the third round, early third round, late early fourth round. If you get him in the third round, I'd be okay with it because you secure that tight end position that everybody values so much, but doesn't want to pay up for. I love Darren Waller. Darren Waller is not only a Raiders tight end, but he is an excellent elite tight end. I mean, to give you an idea how close he was with Travis Kelce last year, He had 107 catches, the fourth most reception in the league. That's 2 more than Travis Kelce. He had 145 targets in the Raiders offense. That's exactly tied with Travis Kelce at 145. Waller had a superior 73.8% catch rate, while Kelce had a 72.4. Now, okay, I'm not saying he's better than Travis Kelce, but that's pretty damn close. And I get it. One played with Patrick Mahomes. The other one played with a good Christian boy, or I don't know if he's Mormon. I think he's Christian boy Derek Carr. But the thing is, to me, is this. There's more weapons in Kansas City, and there's less weapons in the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. I think one of the biggest things, the biggest key is, to me, is the targets he's still going to get. They did nothing to upgrade their roster on offense, really. They signed Kenyon Drake. Their offensive line is worse, and that's only going to mean more target to Darren Waller as a hot route tight end. People don't realize this, but Carr passed for 4,100 yards. He had the 10th best quarterback rating, and he completed 67%. That's better than Patrick Mahomes. So is Carr a bad quarterback? No. I think he's okay and going to help him. I mean, they have Henry Rugg, Brian Edwards, Hunter Renfrow, and Zay Jones as their wide receivers. They did nothing. So I love Darren Waller. I'm going to try to target him in the early third, in the third round. Basically. Hopefully, I get my 2 running back by then, and then just draft Darren Waller if I want to. Depends how I feel about my roster construction. But I love Darren Waller. I mean, I get people have. I'm not drafting a tight end in the first round, unless it's a tight end premium. And Travis Kelce been going in non-tight end premium as a first round tight end, tight end. And I get it. People do it because of the advantage. You can do that with Darren Waller. I mean, it's almost the same production. I mean, I think last year they were really close. I mean, Darren Waller averaged 17.3 points per game. Kelce averaged 20 points per game, but to me, it's just about value. So, I mean, if you're really looking for a first or a third, I mean, I'd rather take that third round tight end. The next tight end I'm going to talk about is TJ Hawkinson. I'm all in on TJ Hawkinson. He's probably going to be my highest owned tight end this week. And when I say this week, it's because it's redraft week. This week is the week that everybody does a redraft. That's why I want to do all the shows on this week. TJ Hawkinson to me is probably my favorite tight end to target this year. He ended the season as tight end 5 with 67 receptions, 723 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Those numbers are going to go way higher. Why? Well, if you can name me those 3 wide receivers, I know we did this yesterday, those 3 wide receivers, the Detroit Lions, then you know why I'm saying that. It's not good. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown, Quentin Cephas, and Perriman, I believe. I could be wrong. No, Tyrell Williams, sorry. So, yeah. No, Tyrell the Gazelle Williams. That's what I like to call him. Yeah, I'm good. Like, Hawkinson is going to get, like, Waller a workload. Like, and you're going to be getting him in the 5th or 6th round. I'm willing to draft him in the 5th if I feel like I have 2 running back and 2 wide receivers that I love. And then I'm just going to fill in my tight end. I think get some Doc has a good point. So he has an AC joint injury. That could be a little bit worrisome. So if you were to draft him in the 5th round, make sure you get a tight end later on that I'm probably going to mention. Get a backup tight end, that way you can have flexibility. But I love Hawkinson this year. He's going to get so much target. He's going to get peppered with target. It's just going to be incredible what he's going to be able to do. And Jared Goff is just going to he's just going to hot route him. I apologize about the train. I'm pretty sure the train's going to keep beeping right now, whatever you call it. But TJ Hawkinson to me, I've been drafting him in Dynasty League. I've been drafting him in Redraft. I think he's a great tight end, really athletic, 6'5", 247 pounds. People, they want to talk about the good thing and the bad thing about Hawkinson. Yes, he got hurt but I think his injury is worrisome, but his upside is there. He could be that tight end that Darren Waller was 2 years ago that breaks out like that. I think Hawkinson has the potential to be a top 3 tight end, top 4. So if I get not Darren Waller, TJ Hawkinson, then yeah. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Victor? So Hawkinson to me, but then after that is a guy named Mr. Kyle Pitts. Now, Kyle Pitts, yes, he's a generational talent. Everybody talks about it. I get it. And I'm excited for him too. But in Dynasty, I wanted no part of him. I'd rather get the value, and I traded him out. But in Redraft, I want part of him. There's no one that been more talked about in rookie draft than Kyle Pitts for a long time as a tight end. I mean, this guy, he's a freak athlete. He's young. He's 20 years old. He's 6'6", 245 pounds. People compared him to Megatron, Calvin Johnson. I don't do that because Calvin Johnson was just incredible, one special guy, like once in a lifetime talent. But they traded away Julio Jones. And they have Calvin Ridley, they have Russell Gage, they have what's his name? Forgot the third wide receiver there, but don't matter because Zacchaeus or something like that. Can't pronounce his name, but with Kyle Pitts, I'm trying to get him in the 6th round more than likely. I wouldn't be shocked if people reach for him. Got Kyle Pitts in the 4th round premium. Oh, tight end premium. Oh, that's excellent value right there in a 16-team league. Holy crap. Excellent value right there. Kudos to you, man. No, Kyle Pitts in a redraft league, I'm hoping to get him in the 6th or 5th round. Maybe late 5th round, not early, but 6th round, 5th round. I know someone's always going to jump me, though, because I'm not as high as other people, but they traded Julio Jones. The target shares are going to be there. It's not hard to see Kyle Pitts getting 80 reception and like 900 yards and maybe like 6 touchdowns. But that's going to be the best tight end season ever. And it's just crazy to think that Evan Engram had one of the best rookie wide tight end season ever. That's sad because now he's not even considered a great tight end. But Kyle Pitts to me is one of the guys I'm going to be targeting heavily if I can get him at value, because a lot of people are reaching for the name. I love him. I think he's going to be good. His strength of schedule is a good, solid schedule. There's going to be a lot of volume for him there. Julio Jones is gone. There's going to be targets to be had. Calvin Ridley should deal a lot of target, but Kyle Pitts should be that guy. And they're not going to play him at the tight end role. He's going to be more like a wide receiver. He's going to be more on the outside. You go and watch his Twitter stuff. Oh, yeah. I mean, he just went in the 1st round in our FPC. Is it FPC or PPC? FPC. Yeah, FPC Dynasty Draft. Gladys took him in, I think, the 11th pick overall. So that says anything. Kyle Pitts is really hyped up. The next guy that I'm taking is this guy is going to be the mid-late, like 8th, 9th rounder. Hopefully I can get more value out of him. It's Noah Fant. Noah Fant, I mean, this guy is 6'4", 249 pounds. He was basically TJ Hawkinson. They both played together, but he didn't have a good year last year. He had high expectation. He didn't deliver on them, but I think that has to do a lot with Drew Lock being the quarterback. I was really happy when they paired him with what's his name, Teddy Bridgewater, because I think Teddy Bridgewater's ceiling is better than Drew Lock. He finished as a tight end 12 last year, missed 2 games, had 70% of the snap shares, or lower than 5 others. He wasn't 100%. He had a rib injury. He had a high ankle sprain in week 4, and he played through it and got re-aggravated in week 6. Terrible quarterback situation. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton coming back should help him basically get healthy, get better, weapons around him to get him open more. I'm really high on Noah Fant. I love this guy. I think he's extreme. He's an excellent athlete. If you go and look at his go type in on YouTube, Noah Fant takes it to the yard or something like that. I know he had like an 80-yard touchdown or something like that. I remember that because I played him in DFS, and he made me money. Victor, do you think Julio drafted too high for his ADP? He's being drafted as a wide receiver 1. Okay, so I've had this argument with people before when they say wide receiver 1. To me, a wide receiver 1 is top 12 wide receiver. Do I think Julio Jones a top 12 wide receiver in redraft? No. Do I like him? Yes. Because I have Julio at wide receiver 16. So I think he's a wide receiver 2, but I love Julio. I'm always going to draft him in the 4th or the 3rd round, in the 4th round, more than likely. I took him in our startup dynasty league that we just did in like the 6th or something like that. I can't remember what round it was, but I love Julio. I'm not gonna be shy talking about Julio. I think he's still a top wide receiver talent. With Tannehill, I like him better with Tannehill than Matt Ryan, and that defense is not any good. So that answers your question. That should help. So yes, I do. I don't. Is Julio's ADP that high? I haven't checked, but I'll check because I know his ADP for Julio Jones is going 41st. He's going the 41st pick, so 12, 24. So almost 3rd to 4th round range. So yeah, Noah Fant. The next tight end I'm going to talk about is either the late round tight end guys. These aren't tight ends that you're going to you want them to be your first tight end drafted. These are going to be the guys that are going to be actually one of these guys I don't mind actually to be your starting tight end. Irv Smith Jr. There's a lot of tight ends that come out of Alabama. Irv Smith Jr., OJ Howard. It just seems like they don't pan out, but I have a lot of confidence that Irv Smith Jr. will pan out. I've been high on him. I've been getting him in dynasties. I've been trying to trade for him. I don't really believe the whole thing that the coach said that he's not going to have his work. That his workload is not going to change, like his role. Well, it's going to change. He's so talented, and they've said that he's been beat writers have said that he's been a threat in the red zone. They've been doing red zone packages with him, that he's just catching red zone touchdowns and stuff. So give me him. I mean, he finished his second NFL season with 24 in snap shares and 43 targets, were just 33rd among tight end. Smith finished with 365 yards on the season, but he posted 5 touchdowns. I mean, that's pretty impressive for the little limited workload that he got. Kyle Rudolph is gone now, so I love Irv Smith Jr. If you go to look at efficiency metrics, he was very efficient, and he's also top 10 in target premium, yard per reception, and yard per target last year. I mean, if you really took into account, if you got the full workload, he would average 11.8 fantasy points per game expectation. So that's enough for a top 12 tight end. You're looking for upside, though. I love Irv Smith Jr. I'm getting him in the later rounds. He's going almost, I think, 10th, 12th. Hold on, let me check real quick. I know I drafted him like in the 12th round. So if you are drafting Irv Smith Jr., you don't want to be drafting him early, just a later round pick. To me, he's going to be either my second tight end, or if I feel comfortable enough with my roster, I'll have him be my first tight end, but I'll also draft another tight end to cover my ass in case he doesn't do good. But I love Irv Smith Jr. He's a freak athlete, so I'm excited about him this year. And Kirk Cousins going to be targeting him quite a bit. He's going 125th overall. So, I mean, that basically tends to 11th, 12th value, But Irv Smith Jr. is that guy. I had Adam Troutman here, but he got hurt. It looks like it's not a serious injury. That's the next tight end we're going to be talking about is Mr. Adam Troutman. I was really high on him. I've been high on him even last year. I liked him. Obviously, I knew he was just going to be like a stash in Dynasty. He didn't do much last year, so I can't really talk about his stuff. I'm not going to get you excited by saying he drew 16 targets, caught 15 balls, 171 yards, and a touchdown. It's not going to get you excited. I know that. Trust me. But if you, I don't know like how to say this. Adam Troutman could be a stash. I think he's not going to play for the first 3 weeks. But in Dynasty, you probably want to trade for him right now. I think people will be worried about him and stuff, injuries, everything. But I'm going to buy low on him in Dynasty. In redraft, I'm not drafting him. I'll just let him be on free agency on the waiver wire and then add him maybe like the third weekend. But keep him in mind. Troutman to me is basically a waiver wire right now with the injury and everything. But excuse me. But yeah, he was going to be a guy I was going to talk about. I didn't want to jump too much into him. But all right, now we're going to jump into my Darren Waller guy, my Logan Thomas of last year. Every year I give you a sleeper tight end that no one is really talking about, or a tight end that I think can climb in the ranking and surprise people possibly. Now, I'm not telling you to draft him, but I'm telling you keep an eye on him. He might break out. Probably going to have to add him. You get good value, but I'm not telling you to draft him like on your roster. Just, basically keep an eye on him. Put him on your watch list. His name is Gerald Everett of the Seattle Seahawks. 6'3", 240 pounds. He's a little bit older. He came out of South Alabama, 27 years old. He didn't pan out in the Rams offense because Sean McVay decided to play Tyler Higbee and him together. But the new tight end coach that was there, his name is Shane Waldron. He's now the Seahawks offensive coordinator. I have a feeling that they went and traded for him. They went and signed him in free agency for a good reason. Waldron probably believes in his talent, and there's a reason why he's gonna be the starting tight end. I like him a lot with Russell Wilson. We've seen Gerald Everett flash before. He had good moments and stuff on the football field. I think he's very athletic. I think maybe 600 yards, 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. 65 receptions. Not out of the realm. But it's just a late stash. Like I said, I've gotten very lucky the last 2 years with Darren Waller and Logan Thomas. But this is a guy that fits everything that I want. Going to a great quarterback, what's his name? Russell Wilson. He's going to wide receivers with Lockett and DK Metcalf to allow him to get open down the middle. I think he's athletic. I love this guy. I think I have him in almost every dynasty league if I try to get him or I try to trade for him. But I love Gerald Everett this year. I think the Seahawks are going to air it out more with this offense. I think this is a year where Russ cooks too. So, Victor, would you draft Waller over Andrews? Yes, I would, for sure, easily, in a heartbeat. I'm not that high on Andrews. So yeah, those are my tight ends for this year. Now let's go ahead and jump into defense. So there's 2 defense I'm targeting a lot. And I don't draft defense into the last round. I don't draft kickers into the last round. If you play in those kind of leagues, that sucks, but apparently people still do. So let me give you advice on defense. There are 2 defense I'm targeting heavily this offseason for redraft. And number 1, and I'll tell you why. Let me pull up my notes on it. The Patriots defense. They're getting all their defensive guys back from COVID. Their first 3 opponents, Miami, which is Tua Tagovailoa. New York Jets, which is Zach Wilson. New Orleans, yeah, they're a great offense, but Jameis Winston throws interception, He's probably going to start too. New England Patriots are definitely a top defense for me that I'm targeting. So Victor, Baltimore, all those guys, so defense for me, bud. Okay, so I should have said this from the beginning. Okay, so the top defense is Baltimore, Pittsburgh Steelers, Washington Football Team, the Los Angeles Rams, and the Miami Dolphins, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those are the top defense that you should be targeting. But I just always wait till the last round, and usually I'm just picking to either stream my defense or I'm picking that defense that has upside that's still there. And these are two defenses that I think will still be there for you guys and have upside. So for sure, the New England Patriots with that schedule, Miami, New York Jets, and New Orleans. The second one is Denver Broncos. And now that they're starting Teddy Bridgewater, I think they're going to manage the clock a lot better and keep the defense off the field, but they're also going to force turnovers. That defense is loaded. It's really loaded. Von Miller is coming back. They signed a lot of free agents. They got, what's his name in the draft? I think Patrick Surtain. I think that's who they drafted. An elite cornerback. I love the Denver Broncos defense this year. They're starting out against the New York Giants, Daniel Jones, Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, and Zach Wilson, New York Jets. I mean, that's a pretty easy schedule to start out with. So either of those two defense are two defense I'm targeting this year. Again, I stream my defense. I don't reach for defense. I can't tell you how many times every year people reach for defense because they go off what last year did. I swear people will draft a defense like in the 12th round or like the 11th round, 10th round. I'm like, dude, like why? Like defense never repeats. It's like running back, like defense never repeats. It's just really hard to maintain that top volume. But I mean, if there's a defense that I can really, I really loved that I'm drafting at top, it's definitely gonna be Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. But if not, I'm just going with these two defense. I'm really high on New England though, so getting back everybody and that offense is better. That whole team is much better this year. That's gonna be it for tight ends and defense. Tomorrow is a big podcast. It'll probably be an hour long. It's gonna be the Friday show, so bring your beers because I'm gonna be drinking. I'm gonna be having a good time, and we're gonna break down wide receivers. I mean, wide receiver deep this year. It's deep. There's so much depth, but I'm gonna tell you the guys that I'm targeting. Tune in tomorrow. Grab your beer. Let's have a good time. That's the last podcast before we go into redraft mode. Basically, it's redraft season. Just start drafting our team. But with that being said, my name is Gerson Aguirre. You can find me at Fantasy GDFS. Add me on Twitter. Ask me any questions, and we'll go from there. Peace out. See you tomorrow.